Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Dawn Bowerman with Blue Chip Marketing, and I am here with Dr. Ramona Stein, welcome,
Thank you.
of Sounds for Life. And we are enjoying some beautiful weather. We had some 60-degree days, I think, so we're really looking forward to the spring. As you can see, we kind of look like we are ready for it. We got Easter coming in a few weeks, so a lot of good things going on now. We're going to have some guest speakers soon. We were at Women of Focus last week, met some great people that had some really different experiences, I guess the word is, with hearing and hearing loss. So look forward to those things. Today, and also what we found there is people had a lot of questions about the difference between screening, what a hearing screening is, and what a hearing test is. So today we thought it would be good to kind of go through what that is.
Right.
So if you could tell us what the difference is between a hearing screening and a hearing test is, that would be great.
Sure. So a hearing screening is like any other medical screening. It's designed to put a person in one of two groups. Either you pass the screening or you fail the screening. And if you fail the screening, further testing is recommended. In the case of hearing, first of all, what we get a lot when we do screenings for the public is people who have hearing loss already, or they're even wearing hearing aids. That is not what a screening is for. If you know you have a hearing loss, or if you already wear hearing aids, the screening doesn't matter because it only tells you whether you have a hearing loss or not. So once you fail the screening, a complete hearing evaluation is recommended. And I should make the distinction that audiologists are the professionals who do the hearing evaluations.
Right.
So a hearing aid dispenser wouldn't be able to do that for you. And so the importance of getting the full evaluation after you've had the screening is that if there's any medical treatment that can be done to improve your hearing, you wouldn't know that from a screening. So if you have the full evaluation, we will find out the type of hearing loss, take a complete history to find out if there are any indicators of what might be causing the hearing loss, and we would recommend either a referral to your primary care physician or to a specialist, an ear doctor, in order to find out whether there's any medical treatment that can be done to improve your hearing. Most hearing losses don't fall into that category, but the ones that do, it really is important to get treatment, and audiologists can't recommend hearing aids or fit a person with hearing aids until that is resolved. Either yes, there's medical treatment and it takes place, or no, medical treatment isn't going to help.
So just to kind of clarify the screening, who can do a screening?
In New York, a licensed hearing aid dispenser, a licensed audiologist, and then in the schools, it falls under the scope of what a school nurse could do.
Okay, and a doctor's office and things like that can also kind of do that. Does it give you any kind of a baseline, or is it just strictly saying there might be a problem?
Well, the difficulty with screenings is that they're generally not done in sound treated rooms.
Oh, okay.
And so if let's say the person just fails the screening, just a little bit of a hearing loss, you really don't know if it's the environment that you're in, the noise, or if the person really has a mild hearing loss.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so then they come and we did also a couple of weeks ago, we kind of showed you what you can expect when you have a full evaluation done.
Right.
So if they have a tendency from the hearing screening to show that they might have a hearing loss, that doesn't necessarily mean that they do have a hearing loss, or once you do the evaluation, or does it just kind of, as a baseline?
Even if a person has a mild hearing loss, generally what we recommend is that they come back for another screening in 3 years or something like that. But if the person has a lot of complaints, even though they have a mild hearing loss, then we would want them to come in.
Okay, that makes sense.
The same hearing loss in two different people can manifest in different ways. If we had the same hearing loss, it might really bother you, and you are having so much difficulty going through your day, whereas I might not even notice it.
Sure. like we talk about, like your environment, that's why it's
Yes,
important to have
yes.
that done. Because if you're in a public restaurant and an environment of where there's a lot of noises, music, things like that, you probably notice it more
Yes.
than just sitting in your office. It's funny, I remember I sat with a patient once in one of my other practices that I worked with, and the woman said, "Oh, I don't wear my hearing aids, I never go anywhere." And she said, and you know, there's no one there to talk to me or anything like that. So we said to her, "Do you have a fire alarm?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Could you hear it if it went off?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Well, see, you still need to wear your hearing aids."
Yeah, that's
So,
a really
yeah.
good point, because, you know, safety is a big concern.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, even though hearing aids are important for conversation and things like that, you know, the safety factor is important. The other thing is, as we age, it's very important to stay connected to people. And if you have a hearing loss and you don't wear your hearing aids, it's really difficult to stay connected, because people tend to avoid going to events and
Sure.
gatherings because they say, "Oh, I know I'm not going to hear anyway." And
Sure.
then that leads to problems down the road with, you know, depression, isolation, things like that.
Yeah, one of the things we did a little interview about, you know, the signs of hearing loss. So that's a good, if you haven't seen that and you have questions, go back to, you know, Dr. Stein's, you can look on her website, or you can check, YouTube has it as well. One of the other topics we wanted to talk about also is the importance, you're coming here, you've had the screening, or you're just coming here for the evaluation, the importance of having what we call a third party or somebody else come along.
Right, and there are a lot of reasons that we recommend a third party come. First of all, during the evaluation, there's a lot of information that we go over, and especially for recommending hearing aids. So, you know, and we present the results on what's called an audiogram, so it's something that most people haven't seen before, so
Sure.
it's kind of foreign. So it's really good to have, you know, a friend, significant other, spouse, even an adult child, son or daughter, come with you, because we are going to be covering a lot of information. And the other point is, there are, you know, you'll have your own set of questions, but the person who is kind of close to you, or living with you, interacting with you a lot, they might have a whole different set of questions.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you go home from the doctor, go home from, you know, seeing your audiologist, and, you know, you come home and you're, you know, well, this is what they told me. Well, did you ask about this? And did you ask about
Absolutely.
that? And I had this question. So really, it's very good. Also, there's so much information that we cover that having two people take it in is best, because between the two of you, you'll probably get most of the information.
Absolutely. Funny, we used to also recommend that you both do the evaluation if you haven't had one.
Sure.
It's kind of, you know, like an outing to do together.
Right.
And I know just recently, Dr. Stein was telling me about a story that she actually had a patient that came in by himself, and then has requested now for the second visit for the fitting, right?
Yes.
That his wife is going to come along because she had a lot more questions,
Right,
so it makes
right.
sense. So when you're, you know, asked about coming in for your evaluation, we will, here at Sounds for Life, ask you to bring a third party, and, you know, it's really important that you do that. So thank you again. That was great. Again, if you have questions, you can reach out to us here at Sounds for Life, or you can visit us online at sflhearing.com, and that information will also be on the screen. So thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next week.